Howdy everybody, it's me Mike Benitez here again. We're watching another ship bios video today. We're going to be continuing our series of ship bios videos about the ships involved in the U.S. American ships involved in Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. And today, this next battleship will be, she was the ship that had most casualties lost in Pearl Harbor. It was was probably the most famous out of all ships sunk at Pearl Harbor. And her name was the sister ship of the USS Pennsylvania, the USS Arizona. Let's begin the story, shall we? Of course, Arizona was named after the 14th state of America, the United States of America, Arizona. Here is the flag of the country of Arizona. Construction began on Arizona in 1914. And she was completed by 1916 and was commissioned. Here we see Arizona's launch on the 19th of June, 1915. And here we see Arizona on the East River, New York City in 1916. She makes a marvelous sight. When America declared war on Germany in 1917, Arizona was put to work as a gunnery training ship of Battleship Division 8. In 1918, during the Paris Peace Conference, Arizona led 10 dreadnought battleships on a parade, along with 28 cruisers and destroyers. This is probably a magnificent sight for many people to have come to witness the mighty USS Arizona, second ship of the Pennsylvania class. From 1918 into the 1920s, Arizona would become just an anchored ship and would be open to the public. Here we see Arizona transits the Panama Canal in 1921. And here we are with the ship's complement crew in 1924. Many of them would lose their lives in one sad day in 1941. Also, Arizona was there to fire a salute for President Warren G. Harding, who had died just a week after doing a United States naval review of all ships, and Arizona was the first in line. Starting in 1929 in Norfolk Yard, in June of here we see Arizona being remodernized. Modernized means just making the new ship. Just making the ship that looked like pre-World War I to look World War II. Here we see her in June of 1930. And here we see Arizona after her modernization in 1931. And here is Arizona after modernization during the 1930s. It is on the Pacific when this picture was taken. And soon the Arizona was turned from this to this. She looks way different after modernization. And here we see Arizona in mid-1941. During the ship's final voyage to the mainland of USA. She will be based at Pearl Harbor shortly after this, and on one day, this would end her life and 1,177 men. On December 7th, 1941, while a playing of the national anthem was being played, Japanese bombers from 6 Japanese carriers attacked the fleet at Pearl Harbor. The Arizona soon went to general quarters soon after that, hammering away the planes with her 3-inch anti-aircraft guns. And just to show you what kind of armament Arizona would have had, here you go. You can read. I know it's quite blurry, but you can still read it. Soon, Arizona was being hit by bombs from the Japanese carrier Kaga, all the way from amidships to stern. Here we see her in this picture before her death. And next to her is the repair ship Vestal. Luckily, she would survive, but too close for comfort of what would happen next. The last bomb that ever hit the Arizona would be the final bomb that would finally ruin the Arizona, and 1,177 men would be killed. At 08:06 hours in Pearl Harbor on the 7th of 1941, a bomb struck Pennsylvania and penetrated deep into her hull in the vicinity of Turret 2, hitting a magazine area. This will cause the ship to explode in a massive fireball, lifting the ship out of the water and exploding it in two, breaking it in two pieces, killing men and burning them. The rear admiral and captain of her died in the explosion. This clip was taken by a man aboard the USS Solus, docked a few feet away from the Arizona. This is what happened to the Arizona on that day. Now I should show a clip of the from the movie Tora of the Arizona exploding. This is way more graphic than in than in real life. So here's the clip from Tora of the Arizona exploding, or what is said to see the ship exploding. Hang on. Yep, the mighty USS Arizona was hit by a bomb and exploded into two, killing 1,177 men. To know that people actually survived the Arizona explosion is actually kind of sad, for they either burned to death or were drowned inside the rapid sinking ship. Within minutes, she was already on the bottom. She had cut water lines and gas lines, which almost blew up half the harbor. Here's a representation of the explosion of the Arizona. And after the attack, here's a picture of Arizona after her sinking. What a mangled wreck. After the attack, the Arizona was declaimed all costs. She was lost entirely. And so she was kept there. She was not raised. So she was kept there in her dark grave, along with 1,177 men. Actually, there were men still alive inside Arizona after she sank, but they were in 40 feet of water. Sadly, they died. Even though many of the parts of the ship were taken away and salvaged, the main hulk of the ship still remains. An entombment for 1,177 men, more casualties than lost in the entire attack. It is now a museum. The entire wreck is now a museum in Pearl Harbor, and it is said that oil still leaks from the ship's ruptured tanks. The wreck is watched by the watchful eye of the USS Missouri, the guardian of the Arizona. Thank you guys for watching this video of the USS Arizona, a sad, mangled wreck of a beautiful battleship. In the next video, we'll be talking about the next battleship sunk at Pearl Harbor, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Mike Benitez. This is Mike Benitez signing out on the story of the tragic tale of the USS Arizona. Have a nice day, everyone. Please, this December 7th, pay respect to those who died at Pearl Harbor, especially those of the USS Arizona.